record this. So today, like my voice is a little better, so maybe you can. So I mean, can everyone hear me? Actually, today actually it's a little bit better than yesterday. So just wanted to check. Okay, so okay, yeah, for some people it's not clear. For some people it's clear. It's okay. I mean, I'll give you a better quality video at the end of the class, so don't worry about it. Even if you are not able to hear, this class, I'll give you a good quality video and audio um, and also like you're able to have that video to access. Okay, so no issues. Okay. So let quickly check. So some people didn't execute the test case. So this is, so if you don't execute the test case, I mean, it's no use. I mean, no point of writing test cases. You write the test case, to get the result, right? You write the test case, you execute the test case, and you need to get the result. So what's you're trying to do? So I don't see test case here too. So let's see. Okay, so this is a different one. Okay. So yeah, you need to execute the test case. Okay. And I'll just check. Okay, so again, you have not attached the result, so it's okay. I mean, it's okay unless you can able to convince your boss. Okay, so make sure you have proper documents. Otherwise, you will be asked like where are the result? How do I know? So your boss asks you, right? Saying that, how do I know that you know you have successfully completed this case? Where is the result? Where is the evidence that you have completed? Okay, so that kind of questions you need to answer. So make sure you write, you put the documents like screenshots, always maintain screenshots. So this is, I don't know who has written, let's see. So you need to put this name here so that it will be easy. Okay. Okay, maybe in that video there was I don't think there was information. So please make it a habit that you need to write the you need to always document your results. If you are not documenting the result, then in audit review. So even the audit review is there. So yeah, so here it's like something like this, right? So whenever the audit review, right, they will check your work. So maybe not your boss. It's not necessarily, only your boss has to check your work. The audit people might check your work saying like, where is the result? Because the audit people may not have complete technical knowledge on what you're trying to do. So they want to, see your result. So always make sure, make it a habit saying that, document the results like this, that should be good for you. Okay. So, I mean, whenever you're trying to do, like in every web page, see this shows, the complete work. Okay. So let's see, you open a defect. So now this shows this, issue. Here it shows 1997. So now your boss sees this. Okay. Say your boss sees this 1997. So did you open this defect? Why it's showing 1997? So if you can say, yeah, I've opened this defect and it's already in there, or someone else already has opened this defect. So we are working on that. So we always again there is no execution here. So you can explain about execution. See, here I have already written execute the test cases as shown in the class. Okay. So you need to execute this. See, I have already written execute the test cases, but you not executed. So make sure you guys execute it. Okay. So credit has to. Okay, good. Okay, now. Okay, any more questions? Anyone, like, does anyone have any questions on this test case creation and execution part? Let me know. So, I'll just, talk about it and we'll move to the next topic for the debates.
Hi Manu, can you explain?
So hopefully, I'm planning to give you actually I was planning to give you one more tool, actually test management tool. But I mean you don't have to, practice that just in case, like, for some reason, like, I mean, as like personal issue, right? I don't like rally, I don't like, your class or something like that. Okay, in that case, you can practice. And one more, there's a test element tool that is Team Foundation Server from Microsoft. Okay, and it's a limited edition. It has most of the features. So try to, hopefully by today or tomorrow, I'll be giving you access so that, I mean, you don't have to, rely on that or something. It's just, optional, alternative. Like for some reason, like, your own personal reason, like, I don't like Rappy. Okay, that's fine. Use server. I don't like, your class. That's fine. You can use, different tool. Okay, so that's, I'm planning to give. So Team Foundation Server. Okay, so but you don't have. Okay. Let me. Oops, just look. Okay, so maybe because this has some issues too, so I changed the system mic so that hopefully might get some better. Okay. But this tool also has some issues. So I mean, not the tool, the Zoom actually. So okay, but that's okay. I mean, you will get a good quality video kind of thing, so don't worry about it. Okay, so okay, execution portion, right? Let's go to the execution. So execution, right? Why do you want to see? You have created test case, that's good. But creating test case, doesn't help. Like, you need to execute. Why do you need to execute? You need to execute because, you want to let the other team members know, your boss know, everyone know that you want to let them know that you've completed your testing or like completed the execution of your test cases, so you can move forward with other test cases. Okay, so that's the reason of this execution. How do you do that? Okay, as I told you, click on this icon, which is if you see this cross tick mark, click on that, and this pop-up window shows up, and you see these three icons, right? There's three icons. This is called test case result, and beside one is like edit. If you want to edit this test case, and if you want to copy this, you use this icon. Okay, click on this result. Okay, test case result, and a new pop-up window shows up. Okay, and here you can fill out information, and make sure you make it a habit. Okay, make it a habit of attaching the screenshots. Screenshot, as I told you, right? Screenshots is must. Okay. Even I've been like 5 years, 6 years of experience, and I still put that screenshot. Why? Because nobody nobody questions me. Okay, how my boss never tells me like, where is your show me your work. Nobody says me. Why? Because I always doc it, saying that okay, this is it, and they can see anytime. They can check my work, and attach all the information. So make it a habit. Attach the evidence. What testing have you done? Okay, so that helps you to avoid questions like why haven't you completed it? Where is the evidence? How do I know that you have completed this case? You just click that button and that's done. It doesn't work that way, right? So always make it a habit to um, execute this and I mean attach this attachment. Okay. So okay, yeah. Yeah, Rupa, you had any question?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question actually. In the task, when we go to the task thing, the owner, what we write is the tester name, right?
Right. So owner is always who is actually testing this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So mostly or most of the time it will be you. Okay. It will be you.
Yeah.
Uh, but
But in this case, what you have given, we can't write our name, right? That's what I saw. Like I couldn't
here you
write
don't.
my name. It is only Manu.
Right. See here the reason, right? Because we don't have this license, the complete license. Because if you want to add more users, right, you need to have like license and you need to pay like on the rally. So that's the reason we don't have license for this. So we are using community edition. So we don't have many users, only 3 users, right? So that's how your name doesn't come here. Otherwise, I can create your name and so you can.
Yeah, that's what it didn't allow me to write it. That's why I got it out. That's like
Yeah. So
when I was.
once you have license and you can write your name. Okay. So this
Okay.
will be taken care by the administrator. So whoever the rally administrator or test management tool administrator will automatically add your name, so you can put your name here.
Okay. Thank you.
See, that's fine. That's okay. This is. We move to the. We don't have much time. Just explain the defect section. That's okay. Whoever is written good. I mean, you have tried and you have done your best. So we'll.
Manu,
Yes.
I'm talking about the first one which says Manali. The previous
Oh, this
one,
one.
then this. It was it.
Yeah. So this is not executed.
Yes.
As I told you, right? It
Yes.
has to be executed. And how do you execute this? You see this new test result. You need to click on that.
I know that. Actually, I'm wondering why couldn't I execute it, because I couldn't complete it, because when I was writing the test case inside it, there was some warning message because I made some error. So my question is, what was that error and what does that mean?
Oh, really?
If you can, yes.
You're not able to
If you
write.
can edit it.
And one more thing, Manu, even I found that like when we are writing the test case, when we go back to this one, the testing place, so it goes off the, we can't keep the, what you call the test page won't be there. It asks, do you want to leave or stay, or you want to go away, like that. It is giving error actually.
Oh, you
The
might
error is here, like
something like this.
cross.
Yeah, leave and stay. Correct. Yeah.
So this is something happens when you are not saving your work.
No, but it is telling me like till I complete all this thing. If I open this, what do you call this, columns and keep, and if we tell like same thing, I'm unable to save. It is asking me to fill the whole test case, then you can save. Otherwise, you can't save.
Oh, yeah. So you need to fill all those. I mean,
Yeah. Meanwhile, when we go back to that, this will go off actually. The screen will go away actually.
right.
So I missed the whole slot I had done. I didn't save. Everything went and I had to redo it everything again actually.
Okay. So yeah. So whenever you have to do right, make sure. That's explained, right? Use one box one at a time. So that, if you create 5 boxes, it thinks that you need to fill up all the 5 boxes.
Correct.
That would be the reason.
I had that problem. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you do one by one, step by step. That should be good. Okay.
Thank you.
So looks like you have good hold of this. Good. So let's go to the next defects. Okay, let's quickly. So now we have created test cases. You have executed the test cases. Some of them were passed good, and once they are passed, we have no issues. But it's not always a scenario of getting passed. Okay, there are test cases that will fail, and that's what they hire us, right? We need to fail the test case, or always an attitude should be like our opinion actually, not attitude. Sorry. Opinion should be right. Always there should be a defect. Once you find the defect, and let's say you have gone all those things, and you have checked with your lead, and the guy said, okay, open the defect. Now you want to open a defect. Now you are in this section. So the same is the story. Testing game online. You have this left column. Okay, here you have this option defects, and click on this defects. Okay, so this screen shows up, and you want to add a new defect. So hover your cursor over this action. It's located in the upper right corner, and click on new defect. Okay, and click on defect. Again, when you're opening this defect, make sure put the screenshot. Okay, screenshot, everywhere you go is a must. Here in defects, it's very important. Let's say you don't worry about, in the execution, and let's say your boss is lenient and you're good, your boss doesn't care. But here it's important because it goes to the developer. This defect actually goes to the developer. So here it's important. Why? Because developer will never come to you. You need to go to the developer, right? You need to say, hey, I have opened the defect. And if developer doesn't find easy, he doesn't care. He said, I don't have time for this. I have a lot of work. I don't care. They'll say right in front of your face, I don't care. I have a lot of work. Please don't disturb me, right? So you need to make their work easy, so it becomes your life. It will be easy. Okay. So let's put here. So let's say I want to open a defect like shipping. You can follow this naming convention. This is the title of the issue. What is actually the issue is? I'm here opening like shipping and handling. Don't have to be hyphen, or you can put it. Testing. This is a project name. Which project does it belongs to? And this star mark, right? See, it's not really required. I mean, it's like my personal opinion that if it is a production issue, if it is like something which is critical issue, I want to escalate this issue, right? I want to make developers say to complete this. So that's the reason I include in star, double star, saying that critical issue. So instead of my name, I add like critical issue or production issue. So that helps developer to understand this defect quickly. Okay, so that's the naming convention, and this is not really required. This here we are adding because to know which project does it belongs to here. But in real time, this is not required. Okay, so let's say we found an issue, and so here, and let's open that issue. What I've shown you the very first day. So let's, we are trying to order in large quantities, and we found an issue that shipping and handling is just showing as $5, and this is something I would come up with. Okay, may not be an issue. Okay, this may not be an issue. Okay, we don't know. So as I told you, right? Remember this. You found an issue. If you found an issue, doesn't mean that it is an issue, right? You found an issue doesn't mean it's an issue. Okay, you need to confirm with whom? Your peers, either your lead, your if you're good with developer, go directly talk to them. You have to talk to business analyst, that's totally fine. Okay, so you need to confirm. Once you get experience, that's fine. You will know to open a defect, or you don't want to open a defect, it's up to you. But to start with, you want to confirm. Send an email to your lead. That should be good. So I want to put a screenshot so that I don't want to give a hard time to my developer. Why? Because as I told you, developer won't find time, and he or she will not respond to your queries. It says, I don't have time for this, man. I don't know. Talk to your lead. I don't care. Okay, they'll just say right in your brains, right in front of you. So don't get offended. That's their job. They'll do same thing. And here this. So I want to show only the information what is required. So I'm just adding the information only what is required. Just put it at this too, because this will be a get. Okay. Okay. So I'm highlighting this, saying this, this is the issue, and I'm just saying this. Yes, GMO defect, and okay. I put some information here saying that and I ordered in large quantities. Showing as $5. Okay. Okay, good. So if you just put this, developer may not know. Okay. So what are you'll be like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. So put the screenshot. No, that helps a lot for it. Okay. So, right. Okay, so this also reduces, run around. So you need to run around the developer. The developer says like, see, sometimes he doesn't talk to you because see the relation between developer and tester, you need to maintain a very diplomatic relation because relations are not good. So you need to be very diplomatic. And if developer says, it doesn't like, it directly complains to your boss. Says like, this guy opened the bank. I don't know. There's no proper information. And you get a call from your boss saying that, hey, what's up? What's going on? And you don't want to happen that because sometimes they'll just directly walk in with your boss and they say, I don't know what's the difference about. So they didn't give any information. How can I work on that? It's not happening. Okay, so you don't want to happen that. Okay, so always make sure maintain good relations, diplomatic relation with developers. Okay, so you don't have to be nice, you don't have to be bad to them. You need to be just be diplomatic. Okay. Okay, so now let's say you have attach all the information here and shipping and handling is $5. Good. Now, so let's go. So owner of the defect is always a developer, right? Owner of the defect is a developer. So here you are putting the developer's name. Let's say you know the developer, that's good. You put the name of the developer. Sometimes you may not know the developer name, so you check with your lead in that I don't know the exact name of the developer, and this is the front end issue. Can you tell me who's the developer? Or can I assign to you by any chance? Can you reassign to developer? Mostly they'll say no because it's not their job to assign it to anyone. It's your job. So, but it's kind of like you can ask, but not necessarily they'll say yes. Okay. So check with them who is the developer. If you don't know, is it is it a developer guy or is it an architect guy or who is working? I don't know where in the world might be working. You can assign it to that person. Okay. If you know it, good, it's well and good. If you don't know it, check with them. Is it offshore guy? Is it onshore guy? Or, and assign it to them. Project, if you're working on the same project, you don't have to change it. Okay, and state. Okay, state should always be open. So there is no reason to put it as submitted. See, the only reason you put the submitted because let's say you're working on future projects and you find some issue, some document issue or some issue, and you don't want to open officially as a defect. In that case, you want to put as submitted. But you never ever put as submitted. Okay. Unless your boss told you or your lead told you or you're working a future project, your developers told you. Other than that, you are not going to put. Why? Because see, one example, right? What happens if you forget about the state? It's a very simple thing, very small thing, right? Nobody cares about it. Small. Just put submitted and you open the defect, and let's say you forgot it, and it has been 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks. and you don't know what's happening, and you totally forgot about this defect, and you're working on different thing, everything is happening, and you get a call from your manager saying, "Hey, can you stop me at my desk?" and say, and your boss asks you, "What's happening with this defect?" And you say, "Open this defect." Okay, so when you open the defect, why is the state in submitted status? Right? That's a very valid question. When it has been 1 week, more than 1 week, it has been 2 weeks, this should be going to production by in next week, and this is not resolved. Forget about result, this is not even going to the developer. Why it has been not open and why it isn't submitted? Simple valid question. And you cannot say like, no, I forgot. Being an experienced guy, being a professional, you cannot say just like that, I forgot. That's not even an answer. Okay, so make sure you always put proper and appropriate information there. Okay, so when you cannot answer that, then you will be in trouble. So that's a very valid question. It has been 2 weeks, and why it was not resolved? And it's submitted. It is not even open, and it didn't went to the developer itself. Okay, when you open it, that means it went to a developer. Email goes to a developer, or developer got submitted. It may not even reach the developer, or even if it reach to the developer, it doesn't care why it's submitted status. Don't care what's happening. So make sure always put it in the open status. Okay, simple thing, very simple, but can cause much more trouble if you cannot answer those questions. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next one. Priority. So there are two things: priority and severity. Okay. Go to this priority and severity. Severity is, what is the impact of the bug. Severity is like, what is the impact? That means because of that bug, okay, because of that bug, how many applications are not working, how many systems are failed because of just that bug. So that's called severity. How much severe it is, okay? Is it very bad? It is okay? It is low? Is it normal? So on, okay? So severity is the impact of the bug. How many systems it is being impacted. So that's called severity. Priority is how soon that bug should be fixed, okay? So you're telling the developer, saying that how soon it should be fixed. So, as per my knowledge, severity is more for a QA point of view. QA point, okay? So, because QA thinks as a customer point of view, and it is affect systems, so, put that high. Priority is, you're telling the developer how soon they should be fixed, how soon it should be fixed, because things are not working here, and it should be fixed because we are blocked. It is dependent defect. We are blocked whole test cases. We are blocked whole applications. The application is not moving forward. Okay, so that's the priority. Okay, let's go one by one here. Okay, normally severity goes with the priority. If it is 1, save 1, then it goes with the save 1, save 2. So normally, okay, don't have to be every time the same thing, but yeah, normally. So let's go one by one. It's like cell 4. That's cosmetic issue. Okay, what is cosmetic issue? Okay. Okay, so cosmetic issue is something like, the font, let's say the font of this GM Online, let's say that, they misplaced into a blue color. They put it the blue color, but it should be green color. So that's a cosmetic issue. So you put a cell 4 and clarity is blur. Okay, so that is the severity. And next you have this minor problem. Okay, so minor problem, I can take it as, okay, we can take this as shipping and handling as a minor problem. Okay, it's just minor problem, just fix it. Okay, so then cell 3 will go to cell 3 is normal. Okay, then you have this major problem. Okay, so now this major problem here in this issue, I can take it as, So this error, HTTP word. So I mean, if there is any button there, let's say if that was a button, that's a major problem. That means you are not able to move to the next test cases. All your test cases are blocked, and application is not working. So everything is blocked. So that's a major problem. Okay, and should be fixed. Very high attention. So like this should be fixed right away. So that's major problem. And crash or data loss. So this is something which is a production issue. Let's say you found a production issue, it's affecting every system, all the system. Okay, so that's the one, and you need to put resolve immediately. No option. The developer works on that. Fix the issue. So these are the all severities and priorities. Okay, so here we'll just put as number 3. Okay. So normally, it goes by numbers 1 and 1, 2 and 2, but not necessarily always. Sometimes a major problem, your lead says, okay, resolve immediately. Okay, it's fine. Okay, that might go that way too. So, okay, and the environment. So here let's go to the environment. Environment, is it a test environment? Is it a staging? Is it a production? Is it a development? So development, we normally don't do testing development, but expect really, even expect to do that in your job. And really, trust me, development environment is not so good. Really, it's not so good. Everything you find out bugs, but don't worry about it. Only just worry about which project, on your application, what you're trying to test and what are the defects. Okay, so normally you are not going to test in development, but yes, you might based on the project. And it's also not good. Whenever they say that test in the development, you need to come out saying that we cannot directly test in the development. The code has to be developed in the test. Why? Because it's not a very good idea to check that. Because not always the code might be fixed, there might be a code issue, they might keep on changing the code, and okay, you might get access, that's a different story, you'll get an access and you get it, but that's not something which our job, it's something which is developer job, right? And we don't want to do a job which is something not related to our environment. So our environment, we make it stable. We do a lot of things. We want to make it the stability of an environment, and the applications, a lot of testing. We really control that as a testing, but development is not so controlled. They do a lot of experiments and a lot of things that really makes the environment as unstable. So you need to say that sometimes just say, okay, go ahead and test in development. We don't have time. So you need to give it a shot, saying that it's not a very good idea to test in development environment, because environment may not be always stable. Okay, so here we'll just put as test. Found name, the project name, 16. Okay, this is filled by the developers. Target build, say 21. So build is normally it's something which you can check with your lead, or with your scrum master. May not have scrum master may not have information, but okay, you can check with them if they are really technical, or your manager. Okay, mostly your leads should be should have that information which built and verified it. And so these two things are filled by the developer. Once it goes, this ticket goes to the developer, that guy will check it and put the information here. Okay, and resolution, whatever the developer wants to put the information here. So like it's an architect issue, or the code change, some configuration or database change. So as a tester, we are not worried about what kind of defects this is. We open defects. That's only our job. But developer has to figure it out. What kind of issue is this? And they put the information here. It's up to them, whatever they want. sometimes they reject it, saying that not a defect. It's a feature. It's not a defect. Then you need to coordinate. You need to check all the documents. What have you done? And check with your business analyst, check with your lead. You need to do a lot of running around and then figure it out what's the issue, and then check with that. Okay. Sometimes they also reject because I need more information on that. So if you just like I told you, if you don't put screenshot or something, you just do one line answer. They'll say like need more information. We don't know about so they will put that information. Target date. We can put it. That's 28, right? 28. And if there is any release notes, release notes is like, you want to put some information like when the code is deployed in production, what build has gone, and what are the features they have updated, what are the features that are not going to update, and and what the changes they have made to the fix. Okay, sometimes there's a hot fix. Okay, so there's a hot fix is like temporary fix, and what are the features they have introduced it, what is not. So that's the release note. So if you have that information, put it here. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Affects documents. So if there is, when you open a defect, that might also may affect the documents. Sometimes the document information may not be correct. Okay. Sometimes your documents may be misleading. So in that case, you want to put the affect documents. And sometimes, developers think that documents have to be changed. In that case, you just put this affects doc. So we put it here. Here we just make it. Check it. And which user story? So this is by default, user story 126. You want to change it, you can go ahead and change, click on that, and you can enter what are the user story you want to. So you can just put one at a time. So no two. Okay. Here test case, which test case does it belong? So you can add that too. So let's put. Okay. Let's put this my test case. Okay, good. So this test case explains like what we are trying to do and how the defect was reproduced. Okay, so that's the reason you are actually attaching this test case, because to reproduce this defect. Okay, so I didn't even told you right that one, right? How do you reproduce this defect? That's very important. So I didn't give that information here. So you also need to work on that. How do you reproduce the defect? Okay. But in this test case actually explains that how actually the defects was reproduced. Okay, so that's the reason you need to attach that. So click on how did you navigate the page. You click on some button, and with that button leads to the next page, and that next page leads to the next page, and so on. That's how the defect was created. Okay, so the developer has to know, because they have to do their work, right? They need to check if all the scripts are good. They have to update any scripts, or they have to update. So all this information, those are a lot of things happen. So that's the reason they need to know the steps. Then test case result. So if it is failed, put as, so it should be failed always. And just put it as test case result. Okay, now we'll go to the schedule. Okay, schedule. So make sure put it in progress, not in define. Okay, doing the same thing. You don't want to put as define, because once you open defect, that means you want to, unless you, again is same unless the lead tool you or you're working at future project or something else. Other than that, you don't want to put as define. In progress, you want to put as in progress. Completed, you only check mark this complete once you know that defect is fixed. Once you know the defect is fixed, you check mark to the completed. That means it's done. You're good. This defect is closed. So again, any new defects, right? So thus, you put as completed. Accepted is not something, it's our job. It's like more, to the business analyst or product owner. So they actually, if this defect is good and it's a valid defect, they put it accepted. So it depends on the company how they want to do it, but it's not, of course, not our cup of tea. Okay, so we only put as in progress. Let's say in progress. And you want to put it, yeah, you want to put it ready, so that means it's ready. And blocked. See, sometimes, defect, anything can be blocked, right? Test case might be blocked, defect might be blocked. So defect might be blocked for some reason. Let's say defect is blocked because, developer, said like, we are working on different project, we can work on that, right? We cannot work on your issue right away. So block the defect. Okay, so they'll say block the defect. Okay, so here's the thing. Just because developer told you to block it, you don't do that. Okay, just remember this. You don't take orders from developer. You take orders from your manager. If you do that, you'll be in trouble. Just because developer told you to do this, you don't do that. Okay, just make sure you remember that. So what you do is you need to have this chain email coming from CC your boss. Every time you need to CC your boss. Whenever this chain email comes up, you need to email, your developer saying that, please can you explain the reason of this block, and I want to block this because, you have already told me, we had this conversation before, and you told me to block it. Can you please, explain the reason? And CC your boss, CC Scrum Master, CC, that's it. I guess two people. Your boss is Scrum Master, so that everyone on the same page. And once they reply, so they'll reply, reply all and say, okay, block this because we are working on a different project and we cannot work on this, until specified time or something like that. In that case, you need to block. And block reason, you just put chain email from developers, or some reason. Okay, so make sure when you're sending an email, make sure your boss is included, because without boss, there's no point, because again, boss will come to you. Okay, so make sure don't happen that. Okay, so okay, and so that's the block and release. If you have any release, which release is going, so they'll be having some releases. Every month there's a release. Release 1, release 2, release 3, and they put, or if they have any specific release, if you put this, you can check with the lead, or it's not always required. Okay, you can check with the iteration. So which iteration does it belong? Iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, so on. So this is more for a automation, scripts like automation, regression testing. When you're trying to do this regression testing, right, this is more important in that case, because in regression testing you are trying to do the iteration, one iteration of another, in that case you want to do this, but otherwise, it's not very important in manual scenario. Okay, and next we have this plan estimate, where you just want to put some points, like how much time did it take to open this defect, or fix the defect. So this will be more for a developer point of view. So developer has to fill this, because he or she has to work on this issue, saying that, okay, this many time I'll work. Okay, this is the, so they will work on this, because this is something which is, we don't work. We are opening a defect, but this is a work for developer, not for us. So they have to do this. Okay. And if you really want to expedite this, you want to expedite, because this is a cell 1 and priority 1, and it's a production issue. Right. It's a production issue or critical issue in the web page, HTTPS. This is also a big issue. So in that case, you want to expedite this, because you want to resolve this as soon as possible, and you want to continue your test cases, because of this defect, I'm blocked completely. Okay, I cannot move into next test case. I'm idle. You don't want to be idle. Okay, so you want to expedite. Okay. Okay, and you can also add some notes. Notes, something like normally I add notes for update. Let's say a developer has updated and they will put this. Some, just put some information here saying that, okay, Then put as let's put something, some information. This defect is going maybe sometimes you can put it, or like if you want to give some information to your developer, or if you want to, if the developer wants to give some information, then put something like this. Okay, and I'll just put most of them I'll just put in red color so that they are aware of who is working on this. They can know the information. Okay, so that is notes, and once you're good, all this information is filled, and you just want to click save and close. Okay, so we have successfully opened a defect. So here you have all this information. Defect ID. Defect ID is DE is like defect. ID is 300. Okay, name. What's the name of the defect? What is the requirement? Which requirement does it belongs to? Okay, priority. What is the priority? State. State is always should be open. Target built. Fixed in will get updated once the developer puts the information. Project, which project does it belongs to, and the owner. Who is the owner? Owner is, of course, the developer. And okay, so you can. Any questions so far? So I'll be giving you homework on this. So make sure you guys do it. So we get used to this. So see again, the same thing. I'm telling you, don't get addicted to the tool. The tool is just a medium. Okay, what you are trying to understand here is a process. You want to know how to write a test case. You learn that. You want to know how to execute the test case. You already learned that. You want to know how to open defects. You learn that. And just because it's a different tool, now you're not using Rally. Let's say you're in the project, you're using a completely different tool. You're using some, you don't never heard of that. It's a field, something like that. And you cannot just say directly no. But you know, don't you? You have done all this work, but the user interface is different. Instead of plan being here, it will be something somewhere else. Instead of writing test cases here, you might write it on the right side. Instead of left side, you might write the left side. I don't know, in the bottom of the page or top. Doesn't matter. You're doing the same thing. You're writing a test result, you're executing a test, you're opening defects, you're assigning to the developer. You're doing all those things. It's the same. The process remains same. The user interface might change. Don't let user interface to say that okay I don't know this so we cannot do that. Okay, so just get used to the process, not the tool. So test case we require here. See, okay. So somebody asked that. So do we also require the test case to put here? I mean, I will put because developer wants to know how the defect is generated. So you have open defect, good. And he wants to know, he's curious because the code was good and everything was good, how the defect showed up. And because they don't know, how there might be so many issues, right? We don't know. So developer wants to know the steps. Okay. It's I would say it's okay if you don't put the test case, that's fine. You don't want to put test case, that's fine. Unless developer asks you, when a developer asks you, okay, show me the test case, and in that case you can add. Otherwise, you can add a test case or you don't want to add, it's completely up to you. Okay. So, but sometimes developer, wants to know the information. So in that case, you can add the test case. Otherwise, it's optional. Okay. So let's move to the next. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so you want to add a multiple defects in one defects. I am not saying it is a very good idea always. Why? Because not all defects might go to one person, right? So not always, as I told you, there are so many people who will be working on. There's a Java developer, there's a web developer, there is Ajax developer, there's a video developer, there's Flash developer. I don't know. There's like thousands, thousands of people working. I don't know. There's a detail developer. And just because you found a bug doesn't mean all the bugs should go to that developer. Just that bug might be very simple for you. But when it goes to developer has to figure it out. What kind of bug is this? How does it open? So it checks so many files, so many folders, and it might be a Java issue, it might be Ajax issue. Ajax guy is completely different. He is located in different part of the world. And Java, this guy is here. So you don't always want to open multiple defects in just one defect, unless it's the same guy. Same guy is handling this, and same guy can fix it. That's perfectly fine. But you don't want to open defects, multiple defects in just one. To start with, okay. To start with, you don't want to do that. Once you get experience, you know whom to assign and what to do. But to start with, you don't want to do that. Multiple defects, no. Just open separate defects for separate. Okay. Okay. So let me quickly go through reports. Okay. So this is more for a lead point of view. Let's say you assign as a lead. So not only you be doing this, you will be also working on reports. Okay. So not only you just executing and opening defects, you also will be working on the report section. So reports, personally I categorize into two types of reports. One is project report and the other is team report. Okay. So let's go to the reports section. It's located here, and this is more important for lead point of view or senior QA tester. We are senior, working from 5 to 7 years, and you're good. You know each and every part. And in that case, they'll give you more work. They say, give me a report. Okay, your boss asks you, to send a report. Now, so you go to the report section, and let's say there are so many reports here. Iteration burn down, plenty of things. Even if you don't know what the report are, something which is strange or something, you can create your own report. Okay, customized report. Okay, let's quickly check here. I want to generate a defects based on the priority. Okay, so this is, a report which is generated. Now, what I want to do is, you have selected this and this showed up, and you want to go to the page tools and email your boss. Your boss said to email this report by end of the today, and you want to email your boss. Okay, and if you want to put a CC, you can put your CC, or just leave it. And you want to put his embedding email, that's good. Okay. And click on send. Now, so this is easy, pretty easy, right? But this is easy because the report is already there here. But not as I told you, not always you will get a cakewalk. There is no cakewalk. So there might be reports which are not there here, and your boss said some complex report that you need to generate, customize your report. So click add new. Okay, and you want to change the data, how the data you want to see, and you can click on that. You want to filter it by this. You want to add more and more. You add it, filter it, and run the report. So with that, we will get the report. Okay, so this is more for a project level report. Didn't that report come yet? Okay. Okay, good. Now it has come. Okay, so this is the report which you'll be getting by your boss. So now your boss got a report, right? This is how it looks like. So, it's by priority. So, okay. Okay, so this goes to the boss. And again, that is one report. Again, you have this, um, reports, team level reports. Let's say you are a lead. You want to, see the performance of your team. Okay. Sometimes, your boss gives the job to you saying that, okay, send me the report of your candidates. Okay. So what you need to do is like, you have this, let's say you want to get a report of test cases. Let's say you want to, your boss want to verify how you have done the test cases. So what you do is, go to the section, the same thing that you will write in the test case, go to the action, and see this here, print report. Click on print report, and this is how it gets generated. Okay, and just leave it as default. Click on print, and here we go. Now this is something which you cannot email directly. Uh, Maybe they don't have the option. What you can do is go to print and you can save PDF. Now you can save this report. Just save it something here. This. Here you go. Now you have got this report, and you can just email your boss. Saying that your report attach this PDF and send to your boss. Okay, so this is how many people have created this, all the information will be there here. So now your boss wants to verify how the performance of the team is going. Okay, your boss checks everything, all these things. Okay, so that is about the test case. Okay, so that is about the test cases. Let's say your boss also wants defects. You can also get generated reports on the defects. The same thing. Go to the defect section, hover your mouse in the action, go to the print report. And then you can do the same thing again. Print it and get this report. Or if you want to customize it, you can customize this report too. Okay. So this is more for a lead point of view or senior QA, or senior tester. Like you have been working like 5 to 7 years, and then give you this information to do this. Okay. And they'll ask you to send this report. Okay. Any questions? So we are done with this rally. Okay. So today we are done with this rally. Any questions so far? If you have any questions related to test cases or execution or defects, let me know. Okay, so you can just practice it and practice it to get used to the process, not the tool. Okay, because today I'm using, I know I'll be explaining that, tomorrow I'll explain you HPL, no big deal. But when you're, the projects, you may not always have that privilege of using this tool. Okay, so they might not use Rally. Who cares? Rally. We don't use Rally. What are you talking about? So in that case, you cannot panic, right? I only know Rally. Rally. Manu told me like Rally was good, and now I'm project. I'm using this. I don't know anything. So no, that's not the answer there. So the thing is, get used to the process, but not the tool, because no big deal. to use a different tool. Okay, so that's the reason I'm giving you Team Foundation server access. So also get used to that. Okay, and I mean, play around. I mean, you can just see how to use this. It's everything is different again. It's completely different. But if we are good with this, rally, stick to rally. Just use it, and you can say in your um, interview or your trial saying, yeah, I've used rally, and I'm pretty comfortable with that. Because it's an in agile rally is pretty good because it helps to it's very user friendly. HPLM is not user friendly. Okay, HPLM is, I mean, I get annoyed sometimes, why these buttons? It's no use. Sometimes error shows up. But Rally is pretty good. In Agile, it really matches it. Okay, so you can say the same thing. In Agile, we use Rally, and it's pretty good because it's very user friendly. First thing is it's user friendly. Second is it's way more better than any other tool because where you write the test cases, you execute the test cases. There is stuff. Okay, so that's the advantages of using this tool. Okay. Sometimes we can recommend them saying that why don't we use Ali? We can recommend it to client too. Because the only knowledgeable person who knows technical information is you. Your boss don't know any technical information. Trust me. Your boss don't know. Even they know, they don't remember. Even they don't because they're become boss and they have done some 10 years back or 15 years back. They don't remember a thing. The only person who has the updated information is you. So you can recommend them, saying that why do casual talk. You can talk with them, saying why are we using Rally? Rally is a good tool. I've used it. It's pretty user friendly. Any specific reason why we are using this tool? Why we are using this? You can have a casual talk. You can, because again, proactive is very important. When you go to the project, you need to be very proactive. You need to start talking with developers and I mean, not start talking, like you need to show your communication skills. How good you are to communicate your skills. Okay, so those things. Okay, so if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.